Excuse me, Dad. Why do we celebrate the Feast of Passover?
Well, son, grab the scriptures and let's turn to Exodus 13. Exodus 13, 8 through 10. On that day, tell your son, I do this because of what Yahuwah did for me when I came out of Egypt. This observance will be for you like a sign on your hand and a reminder on your forehead that this law of Yahuwah is to be on your lips. For Yahuwah brought you out of Egypt with his mighty hand. You must keep his ordinance at the appointed time year after year.
Long ago, in the land of Egypt, a group of people called the Hebrews served for the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. The Pharaoh oppressed the Hebrew people, but he did not know that these were to be the chosen people of Yahuwah, the creator of all things. When the people cried out for freedom from their oppression, the Creator heard them. He sent a Hebrew shepherd named Moses to free his people. Moses was a Hebrew that was raised as an Egyptian in Pharaoh's house. He later fled after killing an Egyptian for beating a Hebrew. 40 years later, Yahuwah called Moses to save his people. Yahuwah's servant Moses and Moses' brother Aaron were told to speak to the Pharaoh and tell him to let the people go. Pharaoh refused and 9 plagues came upon Egypt. The 10th was going to be the worst. This is the story of Passover and the freedom of the people of Yah. Then Moses called all of the elders of Israel together and said to them, Go at once and select the animals for your families and slaughter the Passover lamb. Take a bunch of hyssop, dip it into the blood in the basin and put some of the blood on the top and on both sides of the door frame. None of you shall go out of the door of your house until morning. When Yahuwah goes through the land to strike down the Egyptians, he will see the blood on the top and sides of the door frame, and he will pass over that doorway, and he will not permit the destroyer to enter your houses and strike you down. And all the people gathered their animals and did all as Moses had said. When midnight struck, the destroyer came and slaughtered all the firstborn of Egypt, but it passed over the houses of Israel because on the doorpost was the blood of the lamb. This was a sign that the Hebrew people rejected Pharaoh and the deities of Egypt and were choosing to serve Yah. The very next day, the Israelites left Egypt in haste. They were freed from slavery by the hand of Yahuwah. As they traveled, they came up to the Red Sea. How would they get across? Pharaoh and his army regretted letting the people go and chased behind them to get them back. And Yahuwah told Moses to raise his staff. Water parted, and Israel walked through the Red Sea on dry land. Pharaoh's army followed them. But once the Hebrews were on the other side safely, Yahuwah told Moses to raise his staff again. All all the water came crashing down back to its place. The Egyptian army was destroyed. Not one survived. And Yahuwah led the Israelites on through the wilderness. The Hebrew people would later become the nation of Israel. Yah led them on their way using a pillar of cloud by day, and he used a pillar of fire to lead them by night.
And that is the story of Passover. It's our story, the story of Yah leading our people to freedom. This is why we celebrate the Passover. And when you have children, it's your job to tell them our story.